September 6, 2014. We will be hearing the case of O.J. Simpson versus the state of California. On the prosecuting side will be Antoinette and Charles, and on the defending side will be Lewis and Deja. And now we'll be hearing the defending side.
I'm going to open up with O.J. Simpson, of the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. O.J. Simpson was an All-American football player. He was nominated to the Hall of Fame in 1973. He was also married before Nicole. However, they fell strongly in love, and they got married and had two beautiful children. However, throughout the years, they were a mask of a facade of what was actually going on in the marriage. According to Nicole, she said that he was very abusive. She also stated that he was abusive to her mentally, emotionally, and physically. According to her friends and family, they said they saw bruises on her. At some point in time, she said that she called the cops to press charges, but she dropped them because she said she was in love with them. She wanted to make the marriage work. However, if someone is being so mentally, emotionally abusive to you, why would you want to make a marriage work? Why would you want to stay in that knowing that your life is in jeopardy? What would they make her? They'll make her a liar. Is she lying about the abuse? Is she doing it herself? Or is the fact that she's stepping out cheating on him, and her view, the one that she's sleeping with, is causing the abuse? And there's also that you have the investigators, Philip Danader, Thomas Lane, and Mark Freeman. Those three together are basically a bombshell in the police department. They make sure that when they get a case, they make sure they get all the evidence they need. They prosecute the case, they win cases. And that's important to them because they get pay raises off that. However, Mark Freeman is also known as a racist person. During the interrogation of O.J. Simpson, he threw out racist terms such as nigger and everything else to get him to fold because O.J. was not answering his questions completely and he was giving vague answers. So they were trying his best to break him. And at this point in time, we're going to let the defense, Lewis, go ahead.
Well, of course, O.J. will give vague answers during the interrogation because he was guilty. He was trying not to, like, spill the beans on himself, you know? Because, he's guilty. Of course, he's not going to snitch on himself, so he's trying to give vague answers, be quiet, so he want to slip up and say he did it. He already had a history as a violent man. He came to the house one event in the past. He came to the house fussing, yelling when she was on the phone with the dispatcher of 911. Came to the house yelling, screaming, arguing with her while she was on the phone. So he already had a history of being a violent man. So he was saying vague comments saying, I'm going to teach her a lesson, or I'm going to get her. It means revenge. You're going to hit her. So it sounds like murder to me. It sounds like something, something that lesson to teach her that she can't never do again because she's not going to be alive. So, and there was many, on the case of the evidence, it said they found his hair on Ron's shirt. That was on his shirt. And they also, they found a size 12 footprint in the driveway with blood, which matched his foot. He wore a size 12, especially the shoe, the pattern of the shoe on the bottom, which he had on. They had a picture of his shoes that they saw the evidence that was on the ground that he had on. So, it sounds like clear evidence to me that he did it. I'm gonna let Mr. Charles prosecute on that.
The reason why I would say that he was acquitted is because, for one, the blood that the defense points out, as we have a witness specialist test the blood that was found in the driveway and the blood found on the sock, that it could match millions and thousands of other people. Millions to the match on the sock and thousands to the blood in the driveway. Another thing I would like to point out is that the sock was also placed there by the officer. The officer that arrested O.J. has been known in the past for being very racist, as my fellow prosecutor said, and that he has been caught on camera and videotape saying nigger in a very radical way. Another thing is that he has been known to meddle with the evidence, and that the velocity of which the sock had failed or supposedly fell down onto the ground and where in which it was found is not possible. Therefore that means that it was placed there by who? By the officer. He has been known to meddle with the evidence, and in the past because he wants to win his cases. The more the cases they win, the more money that he gets. Another thing I would like to point out is that the limousine driver, Alan Parker, another witness that the defense had brought up in the case, is that said that he arrived to the house and knocked on the door at 10:30 and 10:45, and that OJ had came out. But in reality, he was at Rob Kardashian's house and was over his house and lost track of time. The blood that was found in the Bronco that the defense shall point out and was not from Nicole, but it was from OJ himself, because the Bronco was not taken from him by the police until 5 days after, and he had been rushing to get on his flight and cut himself and had bruised his head, and this had led to the bleeding in the Bronco. Now I'm gonna head it over to the defense.
Now, according to what the prosecution has said about Mr. O.J. Simpson and about the blood that was found in the Bronco, yes, it was found in days. Yes, the Bronco was taken at least days after, but during that time period, Alan Park did arrive at 10:30, but the murders were committed at 10:15 to 10:40. During that time period, O.J. Simpson was not there. Alan Park had rang the doorbell between 10:30 to 10:49, close to 10:50. By the time 11 o'clock came, that's when O.J. actually did arrive, and that's when his flight later departed, at least almost after midnight. And during the time that he did find out his wife had passed away, he acted very weirdly about it. And he claimed he did cut his hand by breaking glass. But in reality, he actually made a statement saying that he broke his hand at least before, not broke his hand, but cut his hand at least before that. Which clearly that shows he was caught in his own lie. And not only that, at least 5 days after, he escaped to Rob Kardashian's home, his own friend, which he was friends with, him and his wife Nicole, at least on June the 17th, 1994. That's when he decided to escape to Rob Kardashian. That's when he took the white Bronco there, along with his friend A.C. Rollins. And if he did care so much about his wife, he actually would have did more to find the killer and actually maybe tried to frame someone else for it. Or maybe he did prior hitman, but he actually did commit the crime during those time periods. And he felt a jealous rage because of his abusive past. Even his own sister-in-law admitted to his abusiveness about her very own sister, and what she and her sister had to endure from Mr. O.J. Simpson. Yes, he was an American hero, but he was far from what that was. He was a monster. And even his own children may know about that because they were there during the scene of the crime.
After hearing both sides had great points, such as the defendant's side when they said that O.J. Simpson was abused